Hello, everybody, and welcome to Racing America's The Bullring, presented by SRI. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard. That was some very cheesy.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, Las Vegas last week, Elvis.
Oh, yes.
Some wild,
I'm in a great mood.
Bird, fluffy-looking outfits.
I was staying at the Flamingo. I feel like I had to dress
Blend
for the
in.
theme, yeah.
Well, it worked. If you're not friends with Jess on Facebook or Twitter, you need to check that out. You know, we got a big show today. Jeremy Mayfield's going to join us. He'll be racing at Montgomery this weekend. A Wasso winner, Kyle Crump. We're also going to talk to Jackson Boone, Austin Teras, and have a sneak peek at some exclusive NASCAR Cup Series content you'll be able to see right here on Racing America. So you had fun this weekend. I'm sure you didn't get to watch any races.
No, I knew you were going to ask me that. No, I'm sorry.
But
I was at the pool at Caesar's Palace.
Yes, and do you know what that means is very helpful if you didn't get a chance to watch?
The highlights on the Bullring.
That's right, the Bullring highlights. Let's go racing across America. We're actually going to start in Canada at Flamborough Speedway with the APC United Late Models. Veterans Kyle Steckley and J.R. Fitzpatrick lead the field to green. Fitzpatrick makes a clean pass on Steckley to take the lead. From there, Fitzpatrick dominates the second half of the 100-lapper to take his 9th career APC United Late Model win. Of course, he's the defending series champion. On Saturday, the Cars Tour was at Dillon Motor Speedway, the Pro Late Models, that is. It was a night for the youngsters as George Phillips and TJ DeCare started up front. In the end, though, Tristan McKee takes the win to become the youngest Cars Tour winner in history at age 12, and he'll be Jess's guest on Cars Tour Weekly Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And he's only 12.
Thanks, Alan. Write that down.
All right, Pro Late Model, big triple 50s at Nashville, and we got highlights for a couple of those Pro Late Models and the Mods of Mayhem. Boston Oliver and Dylan Fetcho on the front row for the Pro Late Models. Eventually, the points leader Fetcho moves out to the lead. Unfortunate for him, though, he had a terrible restart following a caution that handed the lead to Jackson Boone. This race would be marred by several hard cautions. Unfortunately, all the drivers would end up being okay, though, and that's a good thing. Boone leads the rest of the way unchallenged to take back-to-back Pro Late Model wins. Also at Nashville, as we said, the Mods of Mayhem in action. Jeremy Williams and Cody Stickler up front for the start, with Stickler moving out to the lead. From there, it was a total domination as Stickler went unchallenged for the win. Jake CRA All-Stars also in action Saturday. It's good to be at a Wasso Speedway. We haven't seen a Wasso in a while here on Racing America. Veterans Dan Leake and Steve Dorr up front for the start. Kyle Crump, though, wasted little time moving past Leake for the lead on lap 3. 27 laps to go. Dave Gentile Jr. goes for a spin after contact from Nick Egan. Then Chase Berta gets out of sorts in turn 2, and he goes for a spin. From there, Crump scored a dominating win over Dan Leake and Kevin Cremonesi. On to Sunday, past Super Late Models, they were at Oxford Plains Speedway. Former track champion Dave Farrington and former Oxford 250 winner Jeremy Wharf make up the front row. Ryan Robbins ended up out front, but after a long battle for the lead, it was Austin Teras taking the top spot. Teras pulls away to take his first career past Super Late Model win. Also on Sunday at Oxford, the past modifieds, Evan Roy and Spencer Morse up front for the start. Morse all over Roy for much of the race. Following a late restart, though, Roy was able to pull away, and he scored his first career past modified win. Also on Sunday, the Pro Late Models again featured at Slinger Super Speedway in Wisconsin. Billy Braun and Mitch Delkamp on the front row for the start. Eventually, Braun would slip to third and spin on his own over in turn 3. Ryan Gutnick moves into the lead after passing Tyler Schley on a restart. This, just another nominee, maybe finish of the year. Last week's winner, Jesse Bernhagen, worked the outside late in the race for several laps, beats Goodneck to the line by inches for his second straight Pro Late Model win.
We love a good close late model finish.
Close and clean.
Yes.
I mean, Jesse Bernhagen, as I said, he got up there on the outside of Goodnick, raced there for a while, fell back in behind him, but then again went up to the outside. And, Slinger's one of those racetracks that if you can get it hooked up and working on the outside, you can make clean passes. And we saw that for Jesse Bernhagen, and that reminds us, Slinger Nationals coming up here on Racing America. That'll be in July. You're going to want to check that out for sure.
Holy cow, I can't believe it's
almost
July.
It's crazy. I'm excited about our next guest, Jeremy Mayfield. He's going to join us. The Grand National Super Series will be at Montgomery along with the Pro Late Models this weekend here on Racing America. Jeremy Mayfield joins us next.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroth belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
ASA returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park Father's Day Sunday, June 18th, as Track Enterprises present the ASA Stars National Tour and ASA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hot Brothers Pizza. Or other great racing series will also be in action. Tickets available online at MilwaukeeMileRacing.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 18th.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
I'm Chris Busher, driver of the number 17 Roush Fenway Ford Mustang, and this is Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring today, presented by SRI. Alan and Jess here with you. And on the pole today to get us started off, you'll see him this weekend at Montgomery Motor Speedway with the Grand National Super Series. That is five-time NASCAR Cup Series winner Jeremy Mayfield. Jeremy, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem, man. Glad to be here, and thanks for having me on the show. It's pretty cool.
Oh, no, we're glad to have you on, and I know a lot of folks over in Montgomery will be looking forward to seeing you this weekend. You got a few of these Grand National Super Series wins here under your belt. Tell me a little bit about these cars and what they drive like.
Man, they first of all, they drive great. I mean, they're like older type Cup cars or Pro Cup cars, and they drive good, and it just reminds me of being back in the Cup days, So I love driving those type cars and have a good time doing it, and then know a little bit about them more than I do the dirt cars and stuff like that. So that certainly helped me a lot.
As someone that's raced on the big stage, what do you think the status of short track racing is right now? We talk about a lot on the show how it seems to just be growing, but what do you think about the direction it's headed?
I think it's stronger than it's ever been. I can remember probably 12, 15 years ago, going to short tracks and not really seeing a big car count or a lot of fans, and didn't see a lot of participation as far as asphalt goes. And nowadays, you go to any racetrack around, and it's they'll have 30, 40 cars or more. The stands are packed, and just I think it's good. I think it's real good. And I think the deal with Dale Jr., buying into the car series, that's certainly going to help it also. And I think it's stronger than it's ever been, really.
When you when you look at it, kind of like what Jess is saying, and you've gone at it from the dirt car perspective to the modifieds to the Grand National Super Series, and a little bit in between all of those. What's it been like for you to go back to these short tracks?
It really feels good. I mean, it feels like I'm right at home. That's kind of what I grew up on, and I think that's what's helped me in the Grand National Series is all the racetracks that we go to are just like the ones I grew up on. Kentucky Motor Speedway, Highland Rim, Nashville. That's kind of what I grew up doing was racing on the short tracks. So going back there now is just I don't know. It's pretty awesome to go back and see the fans and just be able to feel like I'm right back at home again, and that's more my style of racetrack.
For the folks who have either never been to Montgomery or never watched a race there, describe what type of racetrack it is.
Well, that's going to be hard for me to do because I've never been there. I've never seen the place. And, I've watched it on YouTube a little bit and can, pretty much tell you a little bit about that. But I've been asking that same question myself. Asking a lot of other people, what kind of track it is. And like I said, the only place I've ever seen it on was on YouTube. So it should be interesting for us this weekend.
Of course, as Jeremy's talking about, the Grand National Super Series will be at Montgomery Motor Speedway this weekend. Along to Show Me the Money Pro Late Models. You'll be able to see it all here on Racing America. I think a lot of the short track fans, over the last 10 or 15 years have appreciated seeing you come out to these races and the passion that you've had for racing to continue doing it. When you look at the whole NASCAR situation, and it's well documented and everybody, knows about that deal, do you feel like you've been able to get redemption by going back to these racetracks, or was anything for you short of getting back into some type of NASCAR series going to be less than what you were looking for?
I wasn't really looking for redemption. I love to race, and it's kind of what I've always done, and I just love doing it. Like you said, it's a passion I got, and I love racing. I racing all the time, and just do everything I can around racing. And but as far as going back to NASCAR or whatever, that really hasn't even crossed my mind. If the opportunity came up, maybe I would, but I'm not sure if that ever would again. So I'm just doing what I love to do, and that's going out and racing, and whether it's dirt, asphalt, or whatever it is, short tracks, it doesn't matter, just as long as it's racing, and I can continue doing that. I'm totally happy with it.
What is on the schedule for the rest of the 2023 season for you?
I'm gonna probably run the rest of the Grand National Super Series races, and maybe in between those run a few Cars Tour races. We got some plans to do that, and that might happen sooner than later. We'll know pretty soon about that, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know that. But that's pretty much it. I might run a dirt race or two later on in the year, but nothing's definite on that. But hopefully run for the Grand National Series Point Series and try to win the points championship there.
Now, with the Cars Tour, it's funny that you mentioned that. Is it a late model stock or is it a pro late model?
Well, it could be either one. I'm not sure yet. We're working on two different deals, and like I said, it could happen sooner than later. But one of them's late model stock for sure, and the other one could be a pro late model deal too.
Do you with the way the Cars Tour's headed now, do you see a time where maybe you could race for a Cars Tour championship, or you even mentioned the pro late model and stuff? Would there be opportunities that you would be open to going back to the All-American or the Snowball or races like that with a straight rail?
Yeah, I'd love to. That's something I always wanted to do, is go back and run Nashville. It's one of my favorite racetracks of all time, and to go back and run the All-American 400 would be great. I could see myself doing that. I could see myself, next year maybe running for the championship or something, but I'd like to finish this year on a good note too, and try to win the championship in the Grand National Series, and then go from there. But I could definitely see myself running full time there. It'd be pretty cool.
Well, I've loved being able to watch you out there on these short tracks. I remember in the early 2000s when you were running NASCAR, I was working on totally NASCAR, some stuff like that, and when you drove for Penske before I started racing, I absolutely couldn't stand you. but whenever you got into that Dodge with Evernham, I don't know, it seemed like a lot changed with you and stuff, and it seemed like you were a lot happier. You had a lot of success, and needless to say, I didn't feel that way about you anymore. So
Right.
I'm glad to see you out there racing, and I sure hope we get to see a lot more of you here on Racing America.
Well, I think you will. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on, and I say that about every year, and some of it falls apart or whatever. But I'm really confident this year a lot of good things are going to happen. So hopefully you'll see more of us.
Well, I hope so, and good luck this weekend at Montgomery. And if there's anything we can do to help you, just let us know.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right,
And ladies.
That's yeah, guy and
Thanks.
gal. That's Jeremy Mayfield again. You'll be able to see him this weekend in the Grand National Super Series at Montgomery. When we come back, we're going to talk to our JCRA All-Stars winner this past weekend at Owasso. That's Kyle Crump.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Mark your calendars for Thursday, June 15th, and a wild night of short track racing at State Park Speedway. See some of Wisconsin's top super late model stars compete on the tough quarter mile and the Flip Merwin Memorial. Add in the Bandoleros and more for a night of full family entertainment. It's all at State Park Speedway Thursday, June 15th. Racing starts at 6:30. You can see it only on Racing America.
Best memory of short track racing is probably, it's either my first sprint car win, or we won 2 races in the same day out in Phoenix, Arizona at Manzanita Speedway, USAC Silver Crown and the USAC sprint car race. Kind of I feel like helped launch my career to where it is today. So either one of those, it's a toss up.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by SRI. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard. And our ASA list driver this week, winner of the JCRA All-Stars event at Owasso Speedway this past weekend, is Kyle Crump. Kyle, congratulations on the win, and it's good having you back on the show today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for inviting me on.
Well, tell me about the race. Strong field. I know the racetrack had some new asphalt on it. Just tell me about how you guys tackled the race, and I know you didn't waste any time getting to the front as quick as you could.
Yeah, it was quite interesting because, Owasso got some fresh pavement this past off season, so didn't really know how it was going to race, how easy it was going to be to pass, because as everyone knows, when new asphalt comes, it's usually one groove and everyone follow the leader. So dropping the green flag, the goal was get to the front, get the lead, and try to maintain track position. So that's indeed what I did, and the racing actually was pretty fun. So I was talking to a lot of guys who were battling back in the pack, and there was actually multiple, or I wouldn't say multiple grooves, but the high groove worked a little bit every now and again. So Owasso has a promising future, I feel like.
Let me just tell you, it was probably more fun from where you were at.
Probably. I saw a lot of dented noses and a lot of dented bumper panels. So there's a lot of bumping and banging.
Well, tell us a little bit more, compare the old track versus what you raced on this past weekend.
Yeah, I think the last time Owasso was paved was in the 90s. So the last time the Jegs Tour ran there was 2017, and that track had seen better days. It was extremely bumpy. It was probably, I think it was known as like the most rough track in Michigan. And you would literally run like the third groove just to miss all the potholes and like bumps in 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4, you could kind of run anywhere, but it was still just as bumpy. But it gave it character, and I knew a lot of people like that. So people were sad to see it paved, but it was definitely time and needed. So just Owasso of the future now.
You stepped away from the 131 car this year and racing more on a regular basis now with Van Dorn Racing Development with the Pro and the Super. How was that going so far?
It's been no secret. The season hasn't started out the greatest for our expectations. Kind of missed the ASA show over at Madison. Wasn't running so hot in the Pro Late Model weekly series at Berlin, and got second in the Jegs race. Was a little pick-me-up, but finally hit on something recently with the Van Dorn crew and TK Racing. Ran second at Money in the Bank this past week on Wednesday. Led a majority of the laps, which felt really good. And then to go win Owasso in pretty much dominating fashion feels really good. I feel like we're hitting a stride, figured some stuff out with the car, looking to just carry this momentum on. And I believe the next race is going to be the ASA show at Redbud. So really good place to have some good momentum in.
Yeah, I think that the Van Dorn crew normally has a pretty good showing there at Redbud.
And Jess loves Anderson.
I have no problem with Anderson. Travis just is no good at Anderson, so he doesn't like it. But it's a fun little track. That'll be a fun event. That's one of our big anniversary events, right?
Yeah, and it's ASA Stars event too.
Yeah, so that'll be super exciting. What are your expectations going into that event?
I'm really stoked. I think it's going to be good. I like Anderson. I was able to pick up a Redbud in the past. So really high expectations going in. I feel like JVD and I are hitting our stride right now as far as getting the car set up just how I like it. I think it's going to be pretty wicked seeing the ASA show there. I think there's going to be a lot of super lates. It's going to be cool seeing the Redbud 400 show kind of back where I think it belongs with the car count and just the popularity around it as a whole.
If things continue to trend the way that they are, which is on an upswing, do you foresee maybe some opportunity in these bigger super late model races at the end of the year that you haven't been able to race in before?
Yeah, as long as we can keep running well, I think that all this ASA series is doing is just opening up more opportunity for, everybody in circle track racing as a whole, and just need to capitalize on it, run well, have a good showing, and just try to put everything together. And you never know what opportunities are going to open up when you got such a big audience and following with this series now.
Well, congratulations, man. It's great to see you get that win this year, and we look forward to seeing more good things from you guys here on Racing America.
Yep. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Jess.
All right. That's Kyle Crump, the winner at Owasso. When we come back, you're going to get a sneak peek at some exclusive NASCAR Cup Series content that you can see only here on Racing America.
The ground-pounding super late models return to Eastern North Carolina June 22nd and 24th. See the stars of the ASA Southern Super Series Thursday night, June 22nd at Southern National Motorsports Park. Then head over to Carteret County Speedway Saturday night, June 24th for more great action. It's the Southern Super Series Tar Heel doubleheader, June 22nd at Southern National and June 24th at Carteret County. And it's all on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
difficult. The green flag flies. We're underway in Milwaukee. Green flag back out. Milwaukee Mile.
Putting on a good show, Horn.
And he's fighting again here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, right?
You're watching Racing America.
Yeah, it did. I mean, you know, I think if there was going to be yellow flags at the stages, we would have, you know, threw away our stage points and pitted before the stage, which is what I talked about yesterday when I was here. You know, that's, I think, why we all like this. You know, with stage racing is awesome. I love it. I think everything about it is great. But at road courses, you had to, for the most part, say, okay, we're just going to give up stage points because we think we can win the race. You kind of had to pick and choose. So I think today, you know, showed that it worked out. We were able to get some stage points, not as many as we should have, because towards the end of stage 2 there, the caution fell and we pitted and some guys stayed out. But, you know, in general, I think for the overall strategy of road course racing, it's better without the stops when you get the stage breaks.
That was Martin Truex Jr. after his big win this Sunday at Sonoma. And as he said, without stage break cautions, pit strategy was key in his win. Next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Racing America will debut 4 Tires and Fuel Pit Crew Challenge across all of our platforms and MAV TV. Here's a sneak peek at how Joe Gibbs Racing works to put the best crew together to win on Sundays.
Every team out there has their own way they develop talent. I think we do a really good job with finding the right person along with a really good athlete. You have to have good people, and they have to be, because you know they need to show up and be on time all the time. We talk about that, being disciplined and compete. But I think we do a really, really good job of finding good young men who are all in and are going to be good teammates, be accountable.
How do you go about picking 5 guys that are all gel, work well together?
That's what it is. You know, you put a group of guys together because you may put this super team together and they don't work well together. They may be the fastest 5 guys you have, but he sits differently. He puts a tire on differently. He has to do his particular technique a certain way. So it takes a little bit of time, you know, to think through it and talk to the individual too. How well did you play with this guy versus him? So they may not all be the fastest at their position, but they work collectively as a group, because overall it's all about the time on the stopwatch at the end of the day, not technically how fast you do your job.
So I do CrossFit stuff. It's always something different, right? Like, it never gets boring. I think it helps me mentally because, like, you have to push. Like, you know, you get to that point in a CrossFit workout where you just want to quit. Mentally, you're like, listen, pit stop's nothing compared to what I'm doing during the week, right? Like, if I can get through that, there's no reason I can't do 3 more pit stops. So, I mean, I like it because it challenges me. I'm gonna get us a clock going here. If I can get these things connected. Oh, here we go. Now we're in business. All right, so what we're gonna do. All right. 3,000 meter row. Okay. 300 double unders. Okay. Or singles. Okay. And then a 3-mile run at the end. Okay. So on the row, don't go out hot. Okay. You know, pace yourself.
No, I'll follow your lead. So I might need a little break.
It's not going to be fun. I'm going to go ahead and give you a warning.
I've seen your Instagram videos with your crazy stuff, and I just sweat looking at it.
I can't get nobody else to join me. They all go, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then they.
We'll see how long this lasts. I'm a big boy. So.
And then they back out. They pull the plug on me.
Yeah. Yeah, these meters aren't moving up as fast as I expected.
No, and you got 3,000 of them, so.
We're only at 3 digits right now.
It's gonna take a minute.
It's gonna be a while before we get there. I was past the 500 mark, just 6 more of these. Where you at, Hicks?
1,000.
Damn, I gotta catch up.
Still going easy here.
All right, this is why I'm not a tire changer.
You ain't at 2,000 yet?
Nah, 1980. All right, I'm gonna call it here, 2,000.
Appreciate it.
This is,
it's been fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work out with the guys, more my speed, more my size.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get back to you later.
They learn quick.
Yeah, I got 6 warnings, so I should have known.
I'm really good about like convincing somebody to work out with me. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. So I get like, because obviously when you have someone work out with you, it's a lot more fun. So I'll be like, oh yeah, it's not bad this week. It's not bad today. You want to do it with me? And like, oh, it's not bad. I'm like, no, it's not bad. And then they get like 5 minutes in, they're like, what did you do to me? You lied.
I'll come here with you now.
All right, you can start right here if you want.
Right. Yeah, that Hicks stuff was.
Yeah, I tried to save you, but I'll set this up for you right here.
All right. Good angle.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm right behind you, bro. We'll do like an upright row.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go! So how old were you when you started playing ball?
Like 6, if I had to guess.
Yeah, just
6 years old.
That was in Baltimore, right?
Baltimore, yeah. So it all started in the neighborhood, meaning like your outside courts.
So you went to high school in Baltimore, or you go somewhere else?
I played in high school, in Baltimore high school.
And then you ended up down here at HPU, I think?
High Point University, yep.
That's cool. Did you come here straight out of High Point?
Yep, Richard Childress, though.
So did you start pitting Cup cars, Xfinity cars, or?
Started ARCA.
ARCA, oh wow, that's like way.
I drove 16 hours to Minnesota for my first race for $200.
For the whole race?
Whole race, $200.
Wow.
Yeah, man, and just Brendan Gaughan was my first kind of like real deal.
Oh, wow.
On the 62 South Point.
That's a wow.
Then Paul Menard after that, then Austin Dillon.
Okay, and then from Austin Dillon you came here?
I came here, yep.
Why do you do this? What is this?
Yeah, this is just speed, and then it's like that explosion like through the hips type of thing. So like as a jackman, when I, run around the car, it's like just showing my explosion and just that footwork. Just that footwork of keeping your feet moving. It's more of a speed thing.
Getting around the car, lateral's pretty big, lateral movement.
What's crazy is I'm like one of many basketball players, which I think is funny because basketball guys, we play defense here, we shuffle here, we jump off one foot, and that's like the strength of a jackman if you ask me, run around, you're in this position, whether that's defense, whether that's shooting a shot, you know what I mean? So I feel like yeah, I like it. I feel like I benefit.
That's an exclusive look at 4 Tires and Fuel Pit Crew Challenge. Again, it debuts next Wednesday after the Bullring at 8 p.m. Eastern across all Racing America platforms. But if you're a Racing America subscriber, keep an eye on your email because you'll have early access to watch the entire show this weekend only on RacingAmerica.tv. When we come back, we're going to catch up with Nashville Pro Late Model winner Jackson Boone.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
ASA returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park Father's Day Sunday, June 18th, as Track Enterprises present the ASA Stars National Tour and ASA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hot Brothers Pizza. Four other great racing series will also be in action. Tickets available online at MilwaukeeMileRacing.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 18th.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Glad to have you back with us here on the Bullring, presented by SRI. Jess Ballard is here, and I'm along with her, Alan Dietz. Try to mix it up a little bit when we do that.
You're throwing me off.
Yeah, throwing myself off. Well, our lucky dog this week is the winner of the Pro Late Model race at Nashville this past weekend, and that is Kawiki Driver Development Program driver Jackson Boone. Jackson joining us now. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on. I'm excited.
Well, we looked at the highlights, and you were able to get the lead on a restart from Dylan Fetcho. He had a horrible restart. Do you know if he spun the tires, missed a gear, what went down there?
Yeah, that was rather unfortunate because I always look forward to racing him because we've raced so intensely with each other since we were both, 8 years old. And
Jess's age.
He actually was trying to creep up and basically, I guess, kind of get somewhat of a not a jump, but kind of like take off and then I guess kind of back it up a little bit. But he ended up, I went to kind of try and get a good jump with him, and I guess it just, once he had lost the momentum, I had kind of gone, and they never really called back the restart. So it was fortunate for us, unfortunate for him. I really hated it because, like I said, we never ended up getting to race him side by side, but it worked out for us because we had a really good car, and once that thing was out front, it was just, golly, it was so good.
Yeah, the car looked great. Scheme-wise, it looks great. Got the matching fire suit. You guys look like a professional operation out there. And we talk about all the time how the local divisions at Nashville are just so competitive. There's a handful of tracks around the country that, that their local divisions are going to put on great racing every single week. And with that being said, a win is hard to come by at Nashville, and I know this was such a emotional, exciting win for you and your team. Tell us what it felt like in victory lane.
It always feels good. You're right, because it's so hard to win there. It's just like going down to Pensacola. For whatever reason, the field there is just so good, and you've got guys that have been racing there for 20, 30 years that, they're just hard to beat. It's hard to go there and win. And it's the same way for every class there, whether you're looking at the quarter mile or, any class, limited late models, legends. But the pro class is just, it stays cutthroat every year. And, you got guys like Fecho and Wright. And, I mean, there's newcomers like Chase Johnson or the Rackley guys. I mean, all those guys, they know their stuff. They know how to get around that place. And it's really, really tough to beat them. But being in victory lane is always very special. It doesn't matter if you win a go-kart race, winning is winning. And, there was so long of a period where I struggled at that track, and that's my home track. And, it was mainly when I was new, but even when I wasn't new, I had my nights there where I just struggled and struggled and struggled. And really honestly wondered if I'd ever get, to the point where I'd be able to win there consistently. So, to be there and to show up and know that I have a chance to win every time we go through the gates now is just really a surreal feeling. And, I'm blessed, to say the least.
I think when we have folks that watch some of our bigger races, it may be hard for them to understand, but I try to tell them, when you're at racetracks like Nashville or Pensacola and definitely Milwaukee and New Hampshire and places like that, these are super speedways compared to a quarter mile, 3/8 mile, or a 4/10. How important is it, like in your situation on Saturday night, to get clean air on the nose of these cars, even though, you're dealing with a racetrack that's roughly 5/8 of a mile?
Oh man, it is so crucial. Like, if you can, sorry, I'm at work today, but basically if you can get to a point where you not even out front, but like top 3, top 4, and I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
If you
Tell
can
them
get
you're
to a
doing
point
major stuff.
where you're out front, and running top 3, top 4, it's really beneficial to not even just the car, but to the driver too. There's less work that you got to do, and especially a place like Nashville, you got all that air on the nose and you get out front. Golly, it's so beneficial. And I've seen guys with cars that aren't that good get out front and lead most of the race or even win the race because they got out front early and they kept all that air on the nose. And I mean, just like you said, that clean air is just, it's incredible. It's very, very beneficial to, especially these pro late models, because the pros are all about momentum. And if you can keep that momentum up and keep the rear tires on them, oh my gosh, you're golden at the end of these things.
All right, Jackson, get back to work. Okay. Thanks for joining us. Tell them that we'll.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So sorry.
Tell them we won't take you away any longer today. But if you keep winning, then we'll get you back on.
Absolutely, man. Good. It's a good problem to have. So
yes.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm grateful as always.
All right, Jackson Boone, our winner from Nashville this past weekend. When we come back, we'll talk to a first-time past winner. That's Austin Teras.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
The American-Canadian Tour late models are back in Quebec Saturday, June 24th for the Claude Leclerc 150 at Autodrome Chaudière. See the best short-track racer from New England and Canada showcase for speed as they return to Autodrome Chaudière. The American Tour late model at Autodrome Chaudière for the Claude Leclerc 150. Saturday, June 24th, racing start at 5 and you can see it only on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Well, we're glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring this Wednesday evening. Of course, Racing America, the home for PASS, and this past weekend, the PASS Super Late Models in action at Oxford Plains Speedway. Joining us now, the winner from this past weekend, first-time winner in PASS, that is Austin Teras. I know you got to like the way that sounds. Congratulations.
Thank you. It means a lot. First PASS win. Big deal to me and big deal to all of our guys.
Well, you race for the Cushman competition team, which has had success in the past with Trevor Sanborn. You've been driving for this team now. Does it make it extra special to get the win at Oxford? Because anytime you get a PASS win at Oxford, you're dealing with 25, 30, 35 cars, and you had a lot of good cars out there to beat this past weekend.
Yeah, it's extra special. It's my home track and the home of the Oxford 250. There's a lot of cars that show up to Oxford, and it's one of the toughest tracks we race on.
Yeah, I mean, like Alan said, the competition for this race, it's one of the big super late model touring series. It's your first series win. I mean, where does this rank on your list of racing accomplishments?
Well, I'd have to say it's probably my favorite and probably my biggest accomplishment. Second best would be Winter Nationals and Legend cars, but it's a good time of the year to be warming up and getting better at Oxford. They got a bigger race coming up in August. Hope to be good for.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if I'm not mistaken, it's either this coming weekend or next weekend, the Open 100 for the local super late models, if I'm correct.
Yeah, this coming weekend they have a 100-lap open at Oxford, and we'll be attempting to start that and hopefully have a good showing there too.
And, of course, you can watch that here on Racing America. A couple of other things about Oxford and Oxford 250 this week announced. Spencer Group Paving coming on board to be the primary sponsor of the Oxford 250. I know that's a big deal. And our 50th annual coverage of the Oxford 250 continuing as our countdown goes through. I think we'll be drivers 45 through 41, I believe, on the greatest drivers of the Oxford 250, and I did get thumbs up from Zach on that, so check that out on racingamerica.com. Now, I know, Austin, as a rule in PASS, and I think at Oxford too, if you win, you can't start 10th or better, correct?
Yeah, in PASS, we have to start 11th or further back, if you're a previous winner. And on a Saturday night series, you have to start no better than 75% of the field.
Now, that win this past weekend at Oxford being a PASS win, that shouldn't affect you with the Oxford Championship Series, should it?
No, it should not. We should, race for our starting spot. It's going to be our first Saturday night show of the year, so we'll see how that goes.
I know you race at Oxford enough. You're going to start at front. You're going to start in the middle. You're going to start at the back. I don't care who you are. Starting in the middle of the field there, what do you feel like you have to do to stand a chance to be able to win?
Well, you got to go as soon as you can. And usually on the green flag going into one, the corner, everybody's kind of taking it easy to begin the race. And that's your opportunity to make some ground in the third groove. You got to go early and make up as many spots in the beginning as you can, but not burn your tires off.
Any races outside of Oxford this year on the schedule for you?
Well, we're going to run the Boss Hog 150 at Wiscasset Labor Day weekend, I believe.
That'll be on Racing America.
That would be great.
That's good.
We might take a trip up to Canada if everything works out throughout the year. And as of right now, mostly passing Oxford.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, man. I was kind of surprised to see that was your first pass win because I know you've been trying for a while and you've been running well. Congratulations. I got the feeling this is going to be the first of many for you.
Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you for having me on. It was an honor.
All right. Same here. Austin Teras, the winner this past weekend at Oxford Plains. He mentioned, this Saturday, the Oxford Championship Series.
Yes.
It is going to be a humongous Father's Day weekend here on Racing America. And when we come back, Jess, we are going to
preview?
Yes.
Yes. We're going to preview.
That's right.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
ASA returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park, Father's Day Sunday, June 18th, as Track Enterprises present the ASA Stars National Tour and ASA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. 4 other great racing series will also be in action. Tickets available online at MilwaukeeMileRacing.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 18th.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Well, it's going to be another big weekend of racing on Racing America this weekend. And I'm actually not, I'm never joking about this. This is going to be a super duper sized Father's Day weekend of racing on Racing America.
A mega weekend.
It's going to be a mega weekend on Racing America. Do you want to know what you can watch here?
Tell us.
All right, I'm going to tell you. Thursday, Flip Merwin Memorial State Park Speedway Super Late Models, and this time it's actually going to air. We've had a few little issues with our State Park broadcast this year, not this time. It's going to be Thursday evening. Then on Friday, Five Flag Speedway, Alan Turner Pro Late Models are back. Going to be a big weekend for the Pro Late Models on the Gulf Coast, because on Saturday, a lot of those same Pro Late Models are going to go over to Montgomery for the Show Me the Money Pro Late Model race along with the Grand National Super Series. We'll be back at Citrus County Speedway in Florida for the Sportsmen. They're going to have twin 25s. Also going to be back at Owasso for a huge Outlaw Super Late Model race to reveal the hammer.
Reveal the hammer.
Yeah, the Reveal the Hammer Super Late Models, $10,000 to win. That's going to be a really good race.
Yeah.
As we spoke about with Austin Teras, the Oxford Championship Series will be going Saturday night at Oxford Plains Speedway in Maine. They've got a 100-lap Super Late Model open. APC Late Models and the Quick Wick Super Stocks, they'll be at Peterborough Speedway up in Ontario. And then we end it all Saturday night, late Saturday night, with the Northwest Super Late Model Series at Hermiston Raceway in Oregon. And it continues on Father's Day. Huge Sunday, ASA Stars and Vors Compact Touring Series at the historic Milwaukee Mile. You can watch that on Racing America pay-per-view or get your checkered flag package where you can get the rest of the ASA Stars national races this year. White Mountain Motorsports Park up in New Hampshire, past Super Late Models and past Modifieds will be there. And if it's not enough, Slinger Super Speedway Sunday night, Elite 8 Super Late Models. And if what we have seen holds true in the past, I don't know that this is going to happen. But if what we've seen happen in the past happens this go around, don't be surprised if you see a couple of cars leave Milwaukee when that race gets over with Sunday afternoon and go over to Slinger to race on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely is a possibility. So all those great things available here on Racing America this weekend.
What a great Father's Day weekend. What more could you want for Father's Day?
More children.
Tammy?
Not me. All right. When we come back, we're going to wrap up this show before we get in trouble.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Mark your calendars for Thursday, June 15th, and a wild night of short track racing at State Park Speedway. See some of Wisconsin's top super late model stars compete on the Tough Quarter Mile and the Flip Merwin Memorial. Add in the Bandoleros and more for a night of full family entertainment. It's all at State Park Speedway Thursday, June 15th. Racing starts at 6:30. You can see it only on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Well, as Dandy Don Meredith used to say, Jez, turn out the lights, party's over. Another Bullring is in the can, almost.
I remember that well.
Well, it was before I was born, so you can appreciate.
I thought I was.
You can appreciate that. That's when they used to do it on, like cartoons. So,
what are you talking about?
You know what? I don't know, but I want to thank our guests today: Jeremy Mayfield, Jackson Boone, Austin Teras. Who else was on the show? Oh, I feel like I'm missing. Oh, Kyle Crump.
Yeah,
I want to thank him too, and I want to remind you about the show coming up next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 Tires and Fuel Pit Crew Challenge. Remember, you'll be able to see that on all Racing America platforms and MAV TV next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Or if you're a Racing America subscriber, you'll get to watch on racingamerica.tv this weekend.
Yeah, early access.
That's right. And that is going to be a really good show, and I think you're going to see a lot more great NASCAR content coming out here on Racing America to complement the great short track coverage we got. As we mentioned in the last segment, we've got a lot of racing this weekend.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes, it falls kind of to where you can watch a little bit of all of it, but remember, you can always go back and watch on demand if you're watching one race and you can't go back and watch the other one. And there's no cup race this weekend, so we definitely want you to watch Racing America. These races are all available for subscribers, so if you're not a subscriber, do so now. Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Cars Tour Weekly. Jess Ballard, J.D. Boucher will be back with her. Tristan McKee and Boo Carlisle, their guests. Be sure to check that out. And after those guys are on, Dirty Air with Rodney Rodriguez. That'll take you through Thursday night here on Racing America, along with the Flip Merwin Memorial at State Park Speedway. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So for Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz. Thanking you so much for joining us today. Have a happy Father's Day, and we'll see you back here next week.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
ASA returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park, Father's Day Sunday, June 18th, as Track Enterprises present the ASA Stars National Tour and ASA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. 4 other great racing series will also be in action. Tickets available online at MilwaukeeMileRacing.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 18th.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Mark your calendars for Thursday, June 15th, and a wild night of short track racing at State Park Speedway. See some of Wisconsin's top super late model stars compete on the tough quarter mile and the Flip Merwin Memorial. Add in the Bandoleros and more for a night of full family entertainment. It's all at State Park Speedway Thursday, June 15th. Racing starts at 6:30. You can see it only on Racing America.